Hello and God bless you. Well, today we continue our 30-day study of the book of Psalms, a book that's a love letter to God, as I see it. We are on day 11, and we're going to be reading chapter 60 of Psalms through chapter 65 of Psalms, Psalm 60 through Psalm 65, if you want to say it that way. I said it upwards today. We got a few cross-reference verses for you, and we're going to kick it off with Psalm 60 verse 1, and we'll cross-reference it in a few verses here. And it says, "To the chief musician upon Shushanath Mishtam of David, to teach when he strove with Abram, sorry if I tripped over that word. I know I probably didn't say it right. With Aram Zorah, when Joab returned and smote of Edom in the valley of Salt, 12,000. O God, thou hast cast us off. Thou hast scattered us. Thou hast been displeased. O turn thyself to us again." In cross-referencing 2 Samuel verse 8, or chapter 8 verse 3 says, "David smote also Hadadezer, the son of Rehob, the king of Zorah, as he went to recover his border at the river Euphrates." And then skipping down in 2 Samuel 8 to 13, it says, "And David got him a name when he returned from smiting of the Syrians in the valley of Salt, being 18,000 men." And we'll read the same story in the First Chronicles. It says, "And David smote Hadadezer, the king of Zobah, unto Hamath, as he went to establish his dominion by the river Euphrates." Let's skip down to 1 Chronicles 18:12. It says, "Moreover, Abishai, the son of Zeruiah, slew of the Edomites in the valley of Salt 18,000. Now let's go back to our text. Thou hast made the earth to tremble. Thou hast broken it. Heal the breaches thereof, for it shaketh. Thou hast showed thy people hard things. Thou hast made us to drink the wine of astonishment. Thou hast given us a banner to them that fear thee, that it may be displayed because of the truth." Selah. "That thy beloved may be delivered. Save with thy right hand, and hear me." God hath spoken in his holiness. I will rejoice, I will divide Shechem, and mete out the valley of Succoth. Gilead is mine, and Manasseh is mine, Ephraim also, in the strength of mine head, Judah is my lawgiver. Moab is my washpot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Philistia triumph, because thou because over me. Philistia, triumph thou because of me. Pardon me for that. Tripped over the words. Who will bring me into the strong city? Who will lead me to Edom? Will not thou, O God, which hadst cast us off, and thou, O God, which doeth not go out with our armies? Give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. Through God we will do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies. And now we go to Psalm 61. This is another Psalm of David. To the chief musician upon Najinah, a Psalm of David. Hear my cry, O God, attend unto my prayer. From the end of the earth I will cry unto thee. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I. For thou hast been a shelter for me, and a strong tower from the enemy. I will abide in thy tabernacle forever. I will trust in the covenant of thy wings. Selah. For thou, O God, hast heard my vows. Thou hast given me the heritage of those that fear thy name. Thou wilt prolong the king's life, in his years as many generations. He shall abode before God forever. O prepare mercy and truth, which may preserve him. So I will sing praise unto thy name forever, that I may daily perform my vows. Now in the Psalm 62, verse 1. To the chief musician, to Jehutham, a Psalm of David. Truly my soul waiteth upon God, for from him cometh my salvation. Yes, it does. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be greatly moved. How long will ye imagine mischief against a man? Ye shall be slain, all of you, as a bowing wall shall ye be, as a tottering fence. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Selah. My soul, wait thou only upon God, for my expectation is from him. He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. And God is my salvation and my glory. The rock of my strength and my refuge is in God. Yes, it is. Trust in him at all times, ye people. Pour out your heart before him. God is a refuge for us. Selah. Surely men of low degree are vanity, and the men of high degree are a lie. To be laid in the balances, they are altogether lighter than vanity. Trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them. God hath spoken once, twice have I heard this, that the power belongeth unto God. Also unto thee, O Lord, belongeth mercy, for thou rendereth to every man according to his work. Now into Psalm 61, we're going to cross-reference this as well. A Psalm of David when he was in the wilderness of Judah. O God, thou art my God. Early will I seek thee. My soul thirsteth for thee. My flesh longeth for thee in the dry and thirsty lands, where no water is. And then we're going to first read 1 Samuel 22, verse 5, which says, And the prophet Gad said unto David, Abide not in the hold, depart and get thee into the land of Judah. Then David departed and came into the forest of Hereth. And now on to 1 Samuel 23:14. We're going to read 14 and 15. And David abode in the wilderness and strongholds, and remained in the mountains and in the wilderness of Ziph. And Saul sought him every day, but God delivered him not into his hands. And David saw that Saul was come out to seek his life, and David was in the wilderness of Ziph in a wood. And let's go back to our text. To see thy power and thy glory, so as I have seen thee in the sanctuary. Because thy loving kindness is better than life, my lips shall praise thee. Thus will I bless thee while I live. I will lift up my hands in thy name. My soul shall be satisfied as with marrow and fatness, and my mouth shall praise thee with joyful lips. When I remember thee upon my bed, and meditation on thee in the night watches, because thou hast been my help, therefore in the shadow of thy wings I will rejoice. My soul falleth hard after thee, thy right hand upholdeth me. But those that seek my soul to destroy it shall go into the lower parts of the earth. They shall fall by the sword, they shall be a portion for foxes. But the king shall rejoice in God, every one that sweareth by him shall glory. But the mouth of them that speak lies shall be stopped. Now we're on to Psalm 64. The chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O God. In my prayer preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. They that may shoot in secret at the perfect, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow, suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of God, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord, and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. Now to our last chapter for today. Psalm 65. To the chief musician, a psalm and song of David. Praise waiteth for thee, O God, in Zion, and unto thee shall the vow be performed. O there that heareth prayer, unto thee shall all flesh come. Iniquities prevail against me, As for our transgressions, thou shalt purge them away. Blessed is the man in whom thou choosest, and causeth to approach unto thee, that he may dwell in thy courts. We shall be satisfied with the goodness of thy house, even of thy holy temple. By terrible things in righteousness wilt thou answer us, O God, our salvation, who art the confidence of all the ends of the earth, and of them that are afar off upon the sea, which by his strength setteth fast the mountains, being girded with power, which stilleth the noise of the seas, the noise of their waves, and the turmoil of the people. They also that dwell in the uttermost parts are afraid at thy tokens. Thou makest the outgoings of the morning and evening to rejoice. Thou visitest the earth and watereth it. Thou greatly enrich it with the rivers of God, which is full of water. Thou preparest them corn when thou hast so provided for it. Thou watereth the ridges thereof abundantly. Thou settlest the furrows thereof. Thou makest it soft with showers. Excuse me, I've added a thee there. Thou beset the springs thereof. Thou crownest the year with thy goodness, and thy paths drop fatness. They drop upon the pastures of the wilderness, and the little hills rejoice on every side. The pastures are clothed with flocks, and the valleys also are covered over with corn. They shout for joy. They also sing. And that's day 11. Tomorrow on day 12, we will read chapter 66 through 68. Just 3 chapters there, excuse me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give God glory, because it's all about Him, definitely not about me. And read the word for yourself. And God willing, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.